Hello students, welcome you all in the next lecture of science. In the previous lecture, we have completed chapter number 4, disaster management. Okay, so let us have a glance at what we have learned in that chapter. So in this chapter, we have learned that a sudden calamity is known as disaster, a sudden event that causes large scale damage to life, property, and social aspects of a nation or society is called a disaster. Then we have studied that disasters are classified as man made or natural because sometimes nature is responsible for disaster, sometimes man is responsible for disasters. Man's mistakes, man's encroachment on the nature is responsible for disasters. Then we have seen the different types of disasters like earthquake, then flood, storms, forest fires, and afterwards we have seen how disaster management is important here. Alertness and immediate action both are necessary in case of such disasters. So, here effective disaster management and use of remedial measures can help to reduce the losses. So, after that, we have seen the remedial and preventive measures, and then we discuss about the different events or the accidents that can occur in our life. In that, we have seen external bleeding, then burns and scars, sunstroke, snake bite, and dog bite. In this, we have discussed about the remedial measures that can be done or the first aid that we can do or we can give to the patient before the medical help arrives or before the patient is treated, how we can help or how we can give the helping hand there that we have seen. Okay, so that is why every patient or a person should know about the safety precautions and first aid. That means what can be done in case of such accidents. Okay, so now you have studied, so you also can use that knowledge to save others. Okay, so now let us discuss about the workbook exercise. So all of you, please be ready with your workbook, pen, pencil, textbook also you take so that you can do the necessary markings. Okay, so let us start. Here the first question is fill in the blanks. Here what you can observe is in your workbook, okay, for every lesson some important points are given. Those points are also very useful to write down the answer. Okay, so whenever I will say, you can take help of these important points or even you can mark the answers there also. Okay, so let us start with question number 1. Question number 1, fill in the blanks. Here you can write down the answers immediately. Dash planning and manage and dash is required to reduce damage caused by the natural or man-made disasters. So here the answer is emergency planning and management. So write down the two words, emergency and management. Complete it up immediately. Question number 2. Dash occur in hilly areas due to cloudburst or heavy rains. So the answer is landslides. You yourself also can guess that in hilly areas landslides occur. Okay, so write down the answer, landslides. Third, change in the direction of the flow of rivers is caused due to dash. Correct answer is earthquake. You know that the structure of the earth surface changes because of the earthquake, and because of that change in the direction of flow of rivers take place. So the answer is earthquake. Write it down. Fourth one, a frequently occurring natural disaster in all parts of the world is dash. So the answer is floods. Often we observe floods are there everywhere because of heavy rains. Fifth one, forest fires cause great damage to natural wealth and biodiversity. Write down the answer as biodiversity because everything get burnt in fires. Okay, so there is a great loss of natural wealth and biodiversity, means the variety. Sixth one, when we work in the sun continuously for long time, we may get a sunstroke. We have studied this. The reason for sunstroke is given here. So write down the answer, sunstroke. Seventh, storms can cause dash of electric supply. So the answer is disruption. Okay, storms can cause disruption of electric supply. Okay, so I hope you must have completed this first question, that is fill in the blanks. Let us go further. Question number 2. Question number 2. Write whether following statements are true or false. Okay. So you have to write only the word true or false here. First one. Forest fires can cause air pollution. So you know that it is true. Write down the answer true. Because the smoke which is coming out of forest fires, it contains many harmful gases and they cause air pollution. Okay. Second, there is great damage in the storm affected regions. Yes, this is also true. Because of the strong winds, the damage is taking place. So write down the answer as true. Third one, there is no need for disaster management. Okay, so very simple. All will say that it is false. Because we have seen what is the need of effective disaster management. So this statement is obviously false. Fourth one, after the floods recede, people's health improves. This is again a false statement because when we have seen that after the floods recede, because of the things that because you know that in floods many animals they die, and because of the rotting of the things, many epidemics can come in the particular area. So here the health is not improving, but health, here there is a threat to the health of the people. Okay, so it is a false statement. Fifth one, due to mining the chances of earthquake increase. Yes, true. We have seen that mining is one of the reason for earthquake. So this is true. I hope you must have completed this. Let us go further. Question number 3. What are the emergency contact numbers of the following? Okay, for this you can see page number 28 of your textbook. Okay, and at the end the emergency numbers contact are given for disaster management. You can see there. First one, police control room. It is 100. Fire brigade 101. Ambulance 102. So you can very simply remember them because they are in sequence. Fourth one, national level single emergency number or disaster relief. Here you can see in your textbook it is given as 108, but at the same time there is one more number 112. You can write down that. And the fifth one is not given in your textbook, that is child helpline. The number is 1098. So complete it. All of you write down in your workbooks. Okay. Now for writing further answers, take out your textbook and pencil so that you can do the markings. If possible, you can complete now also. Okay. Question number 4. Write the causes of the following. First one, floods. So for this, you can see textbook page number 27. Okay. Or you can see the workbook important points there, and in that important points you can see the fifth point. In that second point is given as floods. Okay. So there in points the answer is given. Okay. So here you can write down the reason. The very first reason is when there is excessive rains in the same place in a short span of time, then the river may overflow its banks. Okay, you can see in the textbook also that the reason is, the very first reason is excessive rain or heavy rainfall. Okay. Second one, in cities, water drainage system falls short. The gutters or drainage lines are choked. This result in the overflow of water on the roads and surrounding areas. Floods are caused in this way. Okay. So here you can write down the answer from the important points also. As you can see there, please see, during floods water is accumulated at one place in a very large amount. Excessive rains cause floods. Rivers overflows its bank and this result in flood. The water drainage system in big cities may fall short, resulting in the choking of gutters and drainage lines. This results in flooding. Okay. So very nicely the answer is given in the important points also. So you can mark it there. Okay. If you want, you can copy from your screen also. I have given the answer in points. Also you can see in the textbook the answer is given. Okay. Due to excessive rains in the same place, a river overflows its bank causing a flood. This is your first point. The water drainage system in big cities falls short when there is a heavy rainfall, resulting in the choking of gutters and drainage lines. Water overflows on the road and surrounding areas. Okay, and it enters the nearby houses. Okay, so in textbook also the answer is given very clearly. Okay, so on textbook page number 27 you can mark it. Second one, forest fires. For that you will come to page number 28 of your textbook. There you can see the below storms forest fire topic is discussed. Also you can see it in the important points, that is point number 4, sub point number 4 from point number 5. Okay, so there you can see the reasons for the fire or causes for the fire. Okay, so in textbook you can see a forest fire is an uncontrolled fire in the forest, pasture or grassland due to natural or man-made cause. Okay, then forest fires spread at a tremendous speed, but here the reasons are not given properly. Okay, so here reasons you have to write from the screen. So the very first reason is the carelessness of someone can initiate the fire in the forest. Write down the first reason. The carelessness of someone can initiate the fire in the forest. Second reason, if there is excessive heat and the branches rub against each other, causing friction, and then naturally it can lead to fires too. Okay. Third one, if there is dry foliage in the forest and the winds are blowing at speed, the forest fire spread very rapidly. Okay, so these are the reasons given here for the forest fires. The reasons are not properly given in textbook, so you please copy down from the screen. Then, okay, now let us move towards third one. Landslides, or the second is given as building collapse. We have to write down the reasons for these two together. So for this, here in textbook the example is discussed, but there are reasons are not given. You can see in the effects of earthquake, the destruction of infrastructure, that is buildings, is one effect given for the earthquake. So here you can write down the earthquake as one cause for building collapse. Okay, so the first point here is the vibrations in the earth's crust result in the earthquake. These vibrations can cause collapse of buildings. Then the second point, if inferior material is used in the construction, then too there is a chance of collapse of building. This is second reason. And the third point is given for landslides. Due to excessive rains or cloud bursting, landslides can take place. Okay, so excessive rains and cloud burst are the reason for the landslides. So together we have written here 3 points. Okay, all of you copy it down. Once again I am giving first point, the vibrations in the earth's crust result in the earthquake. These vibrations can cause collapse of buildings. Second one, if inferior material is used in the construction, then too there is a chance of collapse of buildings. Due to excessive rains or cloud bursting, landslides can take place. Okay, so you can complete the answer. Let us go further now. Fourth one. Okay, so storms. For storms, the reasons are very clearly given in textbook page number 28. See on the top, the topic storms is discussed, and in that the reasons are given very clearly. The formation of high and low air pressure belts in the atmosphere causes changes in the weather, resulting in strong winds or storms. Okay, so these are the causes. You can mark it there. Also, you can see the same in important points in textbook. Okay, in textbook you can see the point number 5, some important disasters, and in that you can come to the third one, that is storms. There also the reasons are given. Okay, then the last one is earthquakes, fifth one. So for this you can see important points, fifth one, and from that the first one, there earthquake, all the causes are mentioned. Or you can see textbook page number 27, and in that you can see the topic earthquakes. There the first para is the answer for the causes of earthquakes. Okay, the first one is, in the interior of earth there is tremendous amount of energy. This energy results in seismic waves. It causes movements of the earth's surface in the form of tremors, shaking and cracking. The vibrations caused due to all these movements result in an earthquake. Okay, so do the markings and write down the answer, or if you want you can write from the screen also. You can pause the video and you can write. Okay, now let us move towards next question, that is question number 5. What first aid will you provide in the following situations? Okay, so some situations are discussed in our textbook. We have seen. So the very first one is dog bite. So all of you come to page number 31 of your textbook. Also, you can see page number 36 of your workbook. In important points, you can see just above the summative evaluation, the answers are given. Okay, here what first aid you can provide, that is you have to write. Okay, so the answers are given very clearly. Wash the wound with the solution of potassium permanganate or other antiseptic. Then cover the wound with clean and dry cloth. Get a doctor's help and an injection of the anti-rabies vaccine. Okay, so here you can write down these 3 points from the textbook. Here I have given more points. Okay, you can see the wound caused by dog bite should be washed with soap and clean germ-free water. It should be rinsed with solution of potassium permanganate. The wound should be covered with dry cloth and victim should be taken to doctor for dressing of the wound. Injection of anti-rabies should be given to the victim. Okay, so here I have written in points. You can write down the 3 points given in the textbook. Okay, they are enough. Also, you can write down it from the important points from the workbook. Okay, so mark it on page number 31 of your textbook. Second one is scratches or bleeding. Okay, so for this you can see page number 29. Then here you can see the first aids are given. So mark there. If a person is bleeding, first make him sit or lie down comfortably. Second one, clean the bleeding part of the body with water and keep it above the level of the heart. Okay, you know why we have to do so? So that the flow of the blood will reduce. Then you can write down more points as apply antiseptic cream to the wound, and if the wound is deep, rush to the doctor to stitch it and get proper medical care. Okay, so one more extra point is given here, point number 4. So you can write down that. If the space is not there in your workbook, you can write down only 3 points as given in the textbook, or you can find them in the important points also. You can see point number 11, there first aid is written, and in that the very first point discussed is external bleeding or scratches. Okay, let us go further. Third one, burns and scars. So here also in your textbook so many points are given, so you can combine and write down the points. You can make the answer short, because writing all the points is not possible. The space given is less. Okay, so the very first point is the extent and severity of burning should be seen. We should see whether the burns are minor or major or they are serious. So if the burns are minor, then immerse the burnt part in the cold water. Then give cold water to the victim. Clean the wound with germ-free water or antiseptic solution. We should not apply oily ointments. So write down that oily ointments should not be applied. If there are serious burns, then give emotional support to the victim and seek the medical treatment immediately. Okay, so these are the things which we can do in case of burns and scars. Okay, so you will find that some points are given in your textbook like remove jewelry, shoes, etc. So don't write those points, write only important points here. Like you have to check the severity of burns, then you have to put that burn part in cold water and you have to pour the cold water on the burns, then clean the wound with germ free water. Don't apply ointment solution. So write down the common measures here, don't write all from the textbook, okay, because the space is given less here. Fourth one, snake bite. For snake bite, on page number 30, 4 remedial measures are given. So write down them. Wash the wound with water. Give emotional support to the patient. Tie the cloth tightly above the wound. Get immediate medical help. Okay. So you can write down those small 4 points from the textbook. Mark it on page number 30. Okay, so here the points are elaborated by me. You can write down these points also. Wash the wound well with water and tie a tight tourniquet, it is called as, that means cloth. That is a cloth strip near the wound in such a way that the venom of bite should not reach the vital organs. Victim should be given an emotional support and taken to the doctor as early as possible for the anti-venom injection. Last one is sunstroke. So for sunstroke also, just above snake bite in your textbook, the remedial measures are given. Okay. So you can write down the remedial measures from the textbook. Take the patient to a cool place or in the shade. Sponge the whole body with cold water. Place the cloth soaked in cold water on the neck. Give plenty of water or liquid like sherbets to drink. If the patient feels like vomiting, make him lie prone, that is his or her abdomen with the head turned on one side. Okay, so these are the remedial measures clearly given in your textbook. Okay, so in this way we have discussed 5 questions today. In the next lecture we will discuss the remaining questions. Okay students, thank you.